YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, your guy one more time again, DEDRICKHJR. It's of course your guy one more time again. It's of course your guy, DEDRICKHJR. 2024. Nice to see you. YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. All right, so we are here today, Smell Good family, with a tagged video. All right, so hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic, positive energy and positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, positive vibes only. All right, so I got to shout out one of the Smell Good family members, Nosy Neighbor. Nosy Neighbor reached out to me, let me know a tag was going around and he would like for me to check it out. And I said, sure. You know, I checked it out and want to give a shout out to, well, let me take that back. I didn't know this gentleman had a fragrance channel. He was on one of my live streams recently showing love, man. So it was cool to find out that he had a channel. So I want to shout out Russell Mack over at Solomon's Vineyard. All right. So I just discovered that he had a channel and I checked it out. I love the energy, love the passion, love the OG old school flair that Mr. Mack has. So I'm going to do the tag and show a little love in the community because that's what it's all about, man. Showing love and being positive, man. And I'm cool with that for sure. All right, so today's tag is the 5 fragrances that helped shape my collection or get my collecting days going. What were the 5 fragrances that did that? And ironically, I still have those bottles. And we got some classics here that are going to be on this video. So this tag could be difficult because maybe some people don't have those bottles anymore, but I still have mine. All right, so I have the 5 bottles still here. Some of them are dead empty, some of them are still full halfway, but I have them here, man. So these are the 5 fragrances that help, well, not help, that really got my collection going, really got me wanting to collect, stacking up fragrances, man, as my love for them continue to go on. And we got to go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, and you know, up until the 2010s and 11s, for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to tag a couple channels at the end of this video, but head over to Solomon's Vineyard, show him some love, check out his content. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, man. I believe he's closing in on 1,000 subscribers, man. So let's show him some love. All right, up first, like I said, these are all classics. All of these DNAs are pretty similar, but some subtle differences. But this is definitely one of the fragrances that piqued my interest and started me on my collecting ways. From the house of Giorgio Armani, we have the original Aquae Poron. The original, let's get that in focus. There we go. This is the original ice looking frosted bottle. Now this bottle is empty. There's a little bit in here. This is a 75 ml. My dad bought this for me and I can still smell it. My dad bought this for me many moons ago, and this was the only fragrance that I was wearing at one point in time, but it definitely pushed me into the direction of wanting to collect fragrances. And there are other ones as well that could be a part of this list, but these are the 5. These are the 5, and I still have the bottles. But this is an original bottle bag in the early 2000s that I still have, and this is one for sure from the house of Giorgio Armani. We got Aquae, the original Poron. Shout out Pops, man. Shout out my dad for getting me this fragrance. Shout out my dad for sure. Original bottle. I had to go looking for it and I found it, so it made me happy and took me down memory lane. Up next from the house, I've had this quite a bit through my journey. Now I just got this bottle about 2 or 3 years ago, but this is not my first bottle of it. From the house of Nanica, we have Nanica Voyage. Nanica Voyage was popping when your boy was in high school. Nanica Voyage, the Michael Jordan cologne, the original Tommy Hilfiger was popping. This is a very synthetic and semi-aquatic, salty, fruity, musky style of a fragrance. You talking about 60 sprays. Fresh out of in high school or fresh out of high school, wearing this everywhere. You can still get it in your department stores and rack stores today, but this is definitely a staple in my collecting days. This is one of the first ones that I had along with the original Aquae Poron. Like I said, profiles are very similar, fresh and clean and aquatic, but this is one of them for sure. And like I said, this is a newer bottle, but this is not my first bottle from the house of Nanica. All right, we got Nanica Voyage. Nanica Voyage, man. I'm enjoying this video, man, because I'm going down memory lane for sure. All right. Up next from the house of Calvin Klein, we have the original CK1. All right, the original CK1. Now, this is a newer bottle as well. I bought this about 2 or 3 years ago. This is a 200 ml that I got from my local Ross for $19.99. The box was open. I took it up there, and the woman at the register gave this to me for 10 bucks. And I said, oh yeah, let me get that. So still occasionally I wear this to the gym. I do still like wear this to the gym, especially when it's warmer out. But I haven't worn it as of late. I still will wear it, you know, if I want to go a little vintage route. But this was an original. I got this mini bottle set of little colognes. It was a Calvin Klein CK1 in there. There was a Nanica Blue in there. There was like mini bottle gift set that I got for Christmas one year. I think it was for my grandparents. And I wore that thing, man. And I wore that. Even though like the first fragrance I remember is like Calvin Klein's Obsession. But I never had a full bottle of that. That was my dad's, all right? But this was one of the fragrances that I had in a little miniature. So this is not the original bottle, but this is not the first time I've had it as well. Late 90s, early 2000s, CK1 by Calvin Klein was definitely one to get me to start collecting fragrances for sure. Get that in focus. There we go. CK1 Big 200 ml. All right, up next, I definitely got this for nostalgia purposes last year, but I never knew this bottle would come in handy for a video like this, man. So it's cool that I get to use it here. But this was a part of that mini bottle collection, mini bottle set that I got. I think it was for Christmas, man. I got this for nostalgia purposes. I wore it to the gym for like a couple of weeks, and it's still good to me. Does what it's supposed to do. Blue fragrance, clean and fresh, musky, from the house of Nanica. We got the original Nanica Blue. The original Nanica Blue, look at that. This is not the original bottle from back then. I am 39 years of age, and this is not the original bottle. But I wore this a lot. Especially in my high school days. Fresh out of high school, this was a scent I would run through. Even after my miniature bottle got finished, I went and got another bottle and I ran through that. So these fragrances were like, I had maybe like 6 or 7 fragrances at a time. But when you're young and you're coming up and you're having a good time, you're spraying. And I sprayed the hell out of this fragrance for sure. Staple in my collection. One of the first that got me to collect. And from the house of Nanica, we got Nanica Blue. Nanica Blue. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. So for a brief time, I wasn't collecting fragrances anymore. I kind of had enough. And maybe for a few years, I didn't get any fragrances for a few years because I had a lot of them. And these 4 were a part of it. Michael Jordan cologne, the original Tommy Hilfiger, Cool Water. There were some fragrances for sure that definitely, that I was holding on to. But this one, probably around 2013, 14 or 15, I started to pick up the collecting again. And this is one of the first fragrances that I got. And it's sentimental because I wore this on my wedding day. And I haven't smelled it. I'm about to smell it right now on video as we talk about it. But from the house of Calvin Klein, once again, we have Euphoria Essence Men. How many of y'all heard of this? How many? Look at that. That's real right there now. Look at that dent. I wore this a lot. Let me see what this got going on. See, I haven't sprayed. You see? Yeah. Just like I remember. I wore this on my wedding day. I've been married 10 years now. It's fresh, has a little spice to it. It's clean. It's a little, from what I remember, it gets a little edgy on the dry down, so it could be a leather hand. I don't know the notes. I don't remember them. I don't know if I ever knew them, just to be real with you. Because at that point in time, I wasn't diving into the artistry of fragrances, the note breakdowns and stuff like that. So, you know, when I got married, we've been married 10 years. It'll be 11 years this August. Man, it was, you know, it was, when I look, I think, yeah, it was something where this was like my go-to fragrance. This was my go-to fragrance. It was something that just was like, all right, that's the top shelf right there. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. This was like the top shelf fragrance. So I know there are different versions of this. There's an intense. This is this the EDP or EDT? This is the EDT. So there's different versions of this Euphoria Essence fragrance, man. So yeah, it was, yeah, really good. Just really, really good stuff. So I got this right when it came out. I remember that right around the time I was getting ready to get married, and I put that work in from the house of Calvin Klein. This was one of the first fragrances I picked up when I resumed my fragrance collecting, for sure. From the house of Calvin Klein, we got Euphoria Essence. Sentimental here, I wore it a lot, and this one kind of reignited my fragrance collecting, man. So really cool tag video, really cool video. Shout out Russell Mack over at Solomon's Vineyard. Y'all check him out, show him some love, check out his content. Let's get Solomon to that 1,000K mark. Shout out Nosy Neighbor as well for reaching out and putting me on Solomon's channel. And like I said, Solomon was on one of my live streams, I believe, and the Smell Good family welcomed him in very recently, man. So it's cool how kind of all this kind of connected together. All right, so that's pretty much it for the tag video. I'm going to tag a couple of accounts because I'm curious if anybody else has any of their bottles. I'm gonna tag the homies, man. Twilly's 2 Cents, what's happening? Mikey from I Smell, what's happening? Razor Ramon the Barber, what's happening? Jeremy from the House of Colossus, what's happening? We're gonna keep going. Ace Vendetta from Smell Better Fragrances, what's happening? Dwight from Silverback Sillage, what's happening? All right. Trying to think of other channels, man. If you see this and you just want to do the channel, do the tag, go ahead and do the tag for sure. But those are the channels that just Randy tagging you too, Fragrance Dude tagging you as well, man. So I would love to see what y'all guys come up with if you're interested in doing the tag. You know, it'd be cool to see, because this is fun. This was fun for me, and it took me down memory lane for sure. It took me down memory lane. All right, so until next time, Smell Good family, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Y'all know what it is. As always, positive energy and positive vibes. Splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world, yes, you, is exactly what you are going to get back. Russell Mack, I appreciate you tagging me. This was fun. All right, be cool. Splackle.